right, number 11. The number square root of 3 is located between two consecutive integers. Plot the location on the of the two integers. Select the two integers you want to choose. So first of all, the question, it says, the number square root of 3 is located between two consecutive integers. So consecutive means two integers that come right after each other. So 6 and 7, or 3 and 4. We have to plot the location of the two integers. So the square root of 3, so they have a number line already set up for us. The square root of 3 is an irrational number. It cannot be written as a fraction. It would be a decimal that continues forever. It would not repeat. So if I look at my number line like I have it here, this is similar to what I did in the previous problem, where I can rewrite all of these numbers as square roots. So for example, 10 is the same thing as the square root of 100. So we normally don't say the square root of 100. We would simplify it to just 10. 9 is the same thing as square root of 81. 8 is the same thing as square root of 64. 7 is the same thing as square root of 49. 6 is the same thing as square root of 36. 5 is the same as the square root of 25. 4 is the same as the square root of 16. 3 is the same as the square root of 9. 2 is the same as the square root of 4. 1 is the same as the square root of 1. And 0 is the same thing as the square root of 0. So all of those numbers that I have underneath the radical signs, the 0, the 1, the 4, the 9, the 16, the 25, and so on, those are all called perfect squares. And if you remember, if you take the square root of a number that is a perfect square, you get a rational number. Notice how 3 is not in our list here. That's because 3 is not a perfect square. So when I take the square root of 3, I do not get a whole number. So we have to figure out, where would the square root of 3 go on our number line? Well, I have the square root of 1 right here, and I have the square root of 4 right here. So I know that the square root of 3 would be in between those two numbers. So if it says plot the location of the two integers and select the two integers you want to choose, you would want to choose 1 and 2, because those are the two consecutive integers that the square root of 3 is in between. So you'd want to make sure you picked 1 and 2 for this problem.